he founded the Khalji dynasty in 1290. Okay, and he ruled for a period. Jalaluddin Khalji, he was the Sultan of Delhi from 1290 to see 1320. Okay, this was the time period. Okay, Jalaluddin Khalji, he ruled the Delhi Sultanate from the year 1290 to 1320. Okay, he was followed by Alauddin Khalji. Alauddin Khalji, okay, took over, okay, the we can say he ruled, okay, ruled the Khalji dynasty. He ruled the Khalji dynasty from 1320 to 1414. Okay, so this was the time period, okay, which was covered by Alauddin Khalji. Okay, now when we are coming to the Mughals, we see that the Mughals, okay, they were invited. The Mughals were invited by whom? They were invited by Daulat Khan Lodi. Okay, the founder of the Babur is said to be the Babur was the founder of Mughal dynasty. Okay, we see that Babur is the founder of the Mughal dynasty. Babur was born in Fargana Valley. Okay, he was born in Fargana Valley. Okay, Afghanistan. Okay, and we see that it is Daulat Khan Lodi. Daulat Khan Lodi. Daulat Khan Lodi, governor of Punjab. He was the then governor of Punjab. Okay, invited Babur to come and defeat whom? Ibrahim Lodi. And we see it is after the defeat of Ibrahim Lodi in the year 1526, okay, that the Mughal dynasty was founded by Babur. Okay, Babur, he had his descendancy, okay, he was a descendant of Timur from his father's side. Babur was a descendant of Timur from his father's side, and Genghis Khan from his mother's side. Okay, so we see Babur, he was a descendant of Timur from his father's side and Genghis Khan from his mother's side. Okay, As such, we see that uh, he was a very brave and courageous person, and he had a well command over his army, and as such, he was able to, okay, defeat Ibrahim Lodi and uh, set up the founding stone of Mughal dynasty in India. Okay, so we can say the duration is, okay, duration of Mughal dynasty 15 1526 to, okay, we can say, we can take the time period 1707. Okay, why we are taking 1707? We are taking 1707 as the duration of the Mughal Empire, because we see that after the year 1707, okay, there was no efficient ruler in the Mughal dynasty. Okay, Aurangzeb, one of the efficient rulers of the Mughal dynasty, he died in the year 1707, and after his death, no, okay, other Mughal ruler was so much competent or so much efficient to carry forward the empire in a better way. Okay, so we take up the time period, okay, 1526 to 1707, okay, as the uh, time period or the duration of the rule of Mughal dynasty. Okay, now let us proceed further. As we move in the chapter, you see, okay, that the Mughal Empire declined in the early century. Okay, we see Aurangzeb, also known as Alamgir. Okay, Aurangzeb is also known as Alamgir. He died in the year 1707. With his death, with his death, declined the Mughal Empire. Okay. With his death, the Mughal Empire declined because there was no competent ruler to, okay, follow him in the Mughal dynasty. And we see with the decline of the Mughals, there is the entry of the Britishers. Okay, we see with the decline of the Mughals, okay, one important superpower is emerging in the forefront, and this superpower, okay, is the, they are the Britishers. Okay, we see with this, okay, many regional states emerged. The British started taking advantage of this situation. Okay, who were the Britishers? They were the, okay, foreigners who had entered our country after the discovery of the sea route by Vasco da Gama. Okay, the Britishers, they were the, okay, Europeans, they were the European superpowers who entered our country through the sea route. They entered the country as traders. They entered the country as traders. Okay, they took permission from the Queen of England by signing a charter to do trade with the East Asia. Okay, the countries that were situated in East Asia. And with this charter, okay, with the rights that they got by signing through the charter, they came to our country as traders. Okay, And when they saw that there was political there was, okay, the rulers of our country, they were not politically united. They started taking advantage of this situation, and with passes of time they started interfering in the administrative affairs of the state. And we see finally in the early 18th century, okay, they are emerging as the new powers in our country. Okay, now let us proceed towards the next heading, that is the new and old and new religions. Old and new religions. Now, when we go through this heading, we see that the 1,000 years of history that we were exploring witnessed major developments in religious traditions. Okay, we see that the 1,000 years of history that we were exploring witnessed major developments in religious traditions. People's belief in the divine was sometimes deeply personal, but more usually it was collective. Okay, we see people's thinking underwent people's thinking underwent changes over the 1,000 years. And due to this change, we see, okay, that collective belief in a supernatural agency, religion was, okay, closely connected. We see that collective belief in a supernatural agency. That is religion, okay, was popularized. Collective belief in a supernatural agency, that is religion, was popularized. Okay, and as such, okay, we see that idol worship and worship of deities was taking place as among the Hindus. Among the Hindus, idol worship and worship of deities was seen to be predominant. Again, we see with passes of time, okay, we see that the bhakti movement, we see that the bhakti movement, the bhakti movement gained momentum. Okay, what do you mean by the word bhakti the term bhakti movement? We mean, okay, by the term bhakti movement, we mean that the devotee, okay, the devotee through his worship, he could, okay, appease his deity. Okay, the deity may be Lord Shiva, it may be the Ma Durga. Okay, through the devotion towards their God, okay, they tried to appease their deities and had the blessing of the deity. Okay, this was bhakti movement. Okay, and the bhakti movement gained momentum. Okay, during this period, And well, as we are going through the chapter, we come across the term patrons. Now, who are these patrons? Okay, we see that the position of the Brahmanas, is getting enhanced. Okay, and why it is getting enhanced? Due to their knowledge of Sanskrit language. Okay, these were the learned men, okay, who had the ability to go through the language Sanskrit, and they had command over this language, and as such they were promoted by the patrons. Okay, there these brahmanas, they were promoted by the patrons. New rulers searching for prestige, patronized these brahmanas. Okay, so we see that the brahmanas, okay, ब्राह्मण जो थे उनके पास जो है संस्कृत का ज्ञान था, और जिसकी वजह से जो नए शासक जो उभर रहे थे, ओके, वो क्या करते थे, इन ब्राह्मणों को जो है वो प्रोत्साहित करते थे, ताकि उनके बारे में वो बढ़ा चढ़ा के जो है लिखें और उनका बखान करें. हमने प्रशस्ति के बारे में पढ़ा था. ओके, कैसे प्रशस्ति में जो ब्राह्मण लोग होते थे या जो विद्वान पुरुष होते थे, वो अपने शासक के जो जीवन के जो गतिविधियां थी, ओके, उनके जीवन के बारे में, उनके वंशावली के बारे में, उनके परिवार के लोगों के बारे में, कैसे ये ब्राह्मण लोग जो हैं, ये विद्वान पुरुष जो है बढ़ा चढ़ा के उनके बारे में लिखा करते थे. ओके, और इन प्रशस्तियों में हम देखते थे कि जो शासक होते थे, ओके, जितने भी उन्होंने अपने समय काल में, ओके, अपने शासन काल में जितने भी उन्होंने युद्ध पे युद्ध जीता था, ओके, पड़ोसी राजा थे उनको हराया था, उनकी जो है सारा बखान जो है इन प्रशस्तियों में हुआ करता था. और जो है, ओके, जिसकी वजह से जो है इन ब्राह्मणों को, इन विद्वान पुरुषों को जो है, जो शासक होते थे, वो अनुदान दिया करते थे. अनुदान जो है स्वर्ण चांदी की मुद्राएं हो सकती थी, ओके, जमीन का अनुदान उन्हें मिलता था, और बहुत सारे जो है उनको सुख सुविधाएं दी जाती थी इन प्रशस्तियों को लिखने के लिए. ओके, सो वी सी हु इज अ पैट्रन. ओके, वी सी दैट अ पैट्रन इज अ पर्सन who is patron, an influential person. Patron is an influential, wealthy individual okay, who supports another person, artist, a craft person, a learned man, or a noble. ओके, तो पैटर्न उन लोगों को कहा जाता था, ओके, जो समाज में जो प्रभावशाली, जो आर्थिक रूप से जो संपन्न व्यक्ति हुआ करते थे, जो ऐसे लोगों को जो है जैसे जो ऐसे लोगों का समर्थन करते थे, उनको प्रोत्साहित करते थे। ओके, जैसे कि शिल्पकार हो गए, बहुत सुंदर जो है वो आर्किटेक्चर बना रहे हैं, विद्वान पुरुष जो है बढ़ा चढ़ा के उनके बारे में लिख रहे हैं, या जो दरबारी हुआ करते थे, जो हमेशा जो है शासकों की प्रशंसा करते थे, तो उनके समर्थन में ये लोग रहा करते थे। ओके, एंड दिस इज व्हाट वी अंडरस्टैंड बाय द टर्म पैट्रन. A patron is an influential, wealthy individual who supports another person, artist, a craft person, shilpkar, okay, a learned man or a noble. Okay, so we see as time passed, we see that the Muslims, okay, we see when we move further in the chapter, okay, we see new religions. Hinduism is one of the oldest religions of the world. Okay, this was already there. A few changes took place in the, okay, religion, and we see that apart from the Hinduism, okay, new religions also emerged. New religions also emerged in the subcontinent. And which are these religions? One important religion was Islam. Okay, we see that merchants and migrants. We see that the merchants and migrants coming from Arab countries and Middle East, merchants and, okay, coming from the Arab countries and Middle East, brought with them the concept of Islam. Okay, the merchants and migrants who are coming, migrants वो लोग हैं जो एक जगह से दूसरी जगह जाते हैं बेहतर रोजगार के तलाश में, बेहतर सुख सुविधाओं के तलाश में. Okay, so we see that the merchants and the migrants coming from Arab countries and Middle East brought with them the concept of Islam. Okay, and the concept of Allah got momentum. Now when you go through the religion Islam, जब आप इस्लाम के बारे में अध्ययन करते हैं तो देखते हैं कि इस्लाम में, okay, among the Muslim community there are two sects. One is the Shia and the other one is the Sunnis. Okay, we can see that many rulers of the subcontinent were patrons of Islam and ulama. Okay, they were the patrons of Islam and ulama. Who are these ulama? Ulamas are learned theologian, learned theologians and jurists. ओके, उलेमा जो होते थे वो जो है विद्वान हुआ करते थे, अपने अपने क्षेत्र में वो ज्ञानी पुरुष हुआ करते थे, और इनको जो है समर्थन मिलने लगा हमारे देश के शासकों से। तो हम देखते हैं कि देर आर टू सेक्ट्स इन there are two sects among the Muslims. Okay, and which are these two sects? The first one is Shia and the second one is Sunnis. Okay, so we see there are two sects. Okay, one is the Shias and the other one is the Sunnis. Okay, इनमें जो है okay, जो शिया होते थे the Shias believed in the they believed in Ali. Okay, who was Ali? Ali was the son-in-law. He was the son-in-law of Prophet Muhammad. He was the son-in-law of Prophet Muhammad. Okay, and the Sunnis. The Sunnis believed in the Sunnis accepted the authority of the Khalifa. Okay, so we see the Sunnis, they accepted the authority of the Khalifa. Who was the Khalifa? Khalifa was the religious leader. खलीफा जो होते थे वो मुस्लिम समुदाय में जो है धर्म गुरु को जो है खलीफा कहा जाता था। तो हम देखते हैं कि मुस्लिम समुदाय में जो है दो डिविजन्स होते हैं, एक होते हैं शिया और दूसरे होते हैं सुन्नी। जो शिया होते हैं वो अली में विश्वास रखते हैं, अली जो है वो सन इन लॉ है प्रोफेट मोहम्मद के। और जो सुन्नी होते हैं वो खलीफा में अपना जो है विश्वास रखते हैं। So these are the two divisions, and we see there was also differences among various schools of law. Apart from this, the Shias and the Muslims, we see there were differences among various schools of law, like the Hanafi and Shafi. हमें पता है कि जो मुस्लिम समुदाय है उनमें जो है अपना ही उनका जो है कानूनी व्यवस्था है, और उस व्यवस्था को हम शरीयत कहते हैं। जो मुस्लिम समुदाय के लोग हैं दे आल्सो फॉलो द principles that have been embedded in the Shariat, and we see that the two divisions of the Muslim community, the Shias believing in Ali, the son-in-law of Prophet Muhammad, and Sunnis accepting the authority of the Khalifa. Together they are constituting the Muslim community, and we see this is how Islam was promoted in the subcontinent apart from Hinduism. And with passage of time, we see at the end of the 17th century, with the advent of the at the end of the 17th century, okay, we see that with the advent of the British, Christianity is being promoted. So we see that the old religion, as far as the heading is concerned, old and new religions, we see one of the oldest religions of the world, Hinduism. It was already there in the subcontinent, okay? And we see apart from Hinduism, the other religions that emerged, okay, that were new to the subcontinent was Islam, and the other religion that was promoted in the late 18th century. We see it is Christianity, okay? So this section is complete. Now, if you have any queries, you can ask me.
Ma'am,
Okay.
ma'am, what is patron?
पैट्रॉन बेटा उनको कहते हैं, ओके? पैट्रॉन जो है समाज में जो आर्थिक रूप से जो संपन्न लोग होते हैं ना, जो शक्तिशाली लोग होते हैं, जिनके पास बहुत ओके पैसा है, संपत्ति है, तो वो लोग क्या करते हैं, ओके? जो उभरते हुए जो कलाकार होते हैं, चाहे वो संगीत के क्षेत्र में हो गए, चाहे वो कला के क्षेत्र में हो गए, तो ऐसे सब जो आर्टिस्ट, ओके, जिनका जो है स्कोप बहुत अच्छा है, उनको जो है ये जो प्रभावशाली समाज के जो प्रभावशाली जो व्यक्ति होते हैं, आर्थिक रूप से जो संपन्न व्यक्ति होते हैं, वो ऐसे लोगों को जो है प्रोत्साहित करते हैं, उनको जो है मौका देते हैं अपनी काबिलियत साबित करने के लिए, अपनी कला का प्रदर्शन करने के लिए। तो पैट्रन्स जो है वो व्यक्ति होते हैं, वो समाज के जो प्रभावशाली व्यक्ति होते हैं, ओके, जो आर्थिक रूप से संपन्न है, जिनके पास पैसा है, ऐश्वर्य है, वो ऐसे जो उभरते हुए जो शिल्पकार हैं, जो कलाकार है, आर्टिस्ट है, इनको वो लोग प्रमोट करते हैं, उन्हें हम पैट्रन कहते हैं, ओके? नाउ लेट अस मूव फर्दर टू द अदर सेक्शन of the, okay, we see, okay, when we are thinking about the see about time and historical periods, what we see with the in the middle of the 19th century, the British historians, as we move further in the lesson, we see